Dear Diary, this is day 475. I'm just kidding. It's day 4. Day 4 of planting. I'm a little tired. It's early and I have to get started early because today all day long is baseball. It's opening day. It's opening weekend. So we have baseball Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yesterday was Friday, so we already had baseball yesterday. Today we have baseball all day long. Tournaments. So I'm starting now. I'm only gonna be able to do this for an hour and a half or so. And then maybe in the evenings when we get back home, depending on how I feel. But I really wanna get this finished. It's just taking a lot longer to do than I thought it would be. So I'm gonna get started now. And now that I have one trellis up, I'm gonna work with that until Buddy helps me get the other trellises up. So I'm gonna get to planting. I think I'm gonna start my tomatoes, a row of tomatoes. Oh, let me show you what I did yesterday afternoon. So I put okra in the ground. I showed you my peppers. So yesterday I didn't get 2 rows planted because I was working on this trellis and the loofah tunnel. But we got okra, and I just direct sowed this okra, so it's not going to be a plant start. Most of this row is going to be direct sow. So this is all okra. And then we get to the Blue Lake beans. And then we get to the Kalima beans. And then down here, we have some extra space. And at the very end, I added in the rest of my basil that I had. I put an extra basil here because I had basil on this row as well. I almost forgot to talk about, today we're doing tomatoes in our rows, and I forgot about my calcium that I am going to add into the holes. Look at this helper. Are you getting my little cut holes wet for the tomato plants? Thank you. She's been going by making sure every hole is pre-moistened for the tomato starts. So she is such a big helper to me. I'm starting down on this. And at Gigi's, you're a big helper. Yes, thank you. So we're gonna start down this way towards the end. And I've got some of my tomatoes. These are the Tomato Green Giants. And these over here are an heirloom mix variety. But in each hole, I'm going to sprinkle some of my powdered eggshells for my tomato plants. Tomatoes need just a little bit of extra calcium. It helps them with blossom end rot. So that's what we're going to do. And if you haven't already checked out this video, I have a video posted about adding calcium to your garden. And it's using your eggshells that you, if you eat eggs, you can just use your eggshells to do that. So I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit in the holes, and about a teaspoon, probably a teaspoon per hole, and see how far this jar gets me. I do have more eggs inside the house that I've been saving to make more. So if I run out, I have some extra. But yeah, I'm just going to amend the soil a little bit for these tomatoes and ensure that they have enough calcium to ward off that nasty blossom end rot. All right, this is a perfect example of how tomatoes will start to root down the stem when you plant it. So this one fell over in the tray, and I didn't realize that it had fallen over. But look at what it did from the stem. So all those little tiny hairs that I talk about, how they can set roots underground, this is actually what it will look like, which is a really neat example of kind of an above ground, underground example, how those little tiny hairs will put off roots and establish a very good root system. And this is exactly what it does. This is a natural curve. So if you plant your plant sideways in the ground like this, and it looks like this in the ground, it will turn itself up and create this very long, strong root system underground, instead of just planting it straight up and down and having a root system grow down like this, like you would normally set your pot in the ground. If you set a tomato plant sideways and bury it up to the first leaf, this whole stem grows roots, and then they grow down like this, so you have a very, very strong, long root base. So this is a pretty cool little thing that happened, and a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say, but really neat example of what a good tomato plant should look like underground.